are we doing fantasy wrong? Like I've been preaching this, and maybe we've been doing fantasy wrong.
Let's think about
Maybe.
it.
So I'm not gonna push this yet because I'm not there yet, but I will push this for deeper leagues. So in deeper leagues, and we've done this, and it's worked out to I think a massive success. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in 16 team league, for example, a 16 team league, starting just one running back has worked flawlessly. Like it's been amazing. Running backs still get drafted somewhat early. Like it's not like we just totally like don't care about running back, but it's not like
Double running back, first and second
yeah,
round kind of thing.
85% of the first round is running back. Like 80% of the second round is running
Right.
back. Like 50% of the third round is. It's not like that. It's definitely not like that in the real NFL. So I'd say if you're in a deep league, maybe even 14 team, but if you're in a 16 team league, which is really cool, a 16 team league, it sounds horrible. I'm not gonna lie to the average person, right? But 16 team league is actually awesome if you just twist the settings a little bit, just adjust the knob a little bit, turn it down to one running back. That makes everything so much fun, so much perfect, right? So you go one quarterback, one running back. You can go with three wide receivers if you want. I think that's awesome. You go with two. You go two wide receivers, two flex, or three wide
Yeah.
receivers, one flex, one tight. I mean, it makes everything so much fun. And you can go, you'd be like, oh, should I go get, a super elite running back? Oh, should like running back zero actually works great in this one. So hey, should we find a running back in round 8, round 9? Like you can't like a real NFL teams, right? They wait till, day 2, day
Round 4,
3 in the
Michael
draft.
Carter.
Exactly. Round 4, Michael Carter. Round 3, Trey Sermon. Nah. Round 6, Eli Mitchell, baby. But that
Ramondre Stevenson in round 5, I think.
nah, it didn't work. Well, next year it'll work, I think. But
Yeah, I'm thinking forward.
round 3 is the magical round for running backs in the NFL draft. But it's just I think this is something to consider in 12 team leagues. Maybe not now, but maybe later. So in a 16 team league, I love this one running back. Okay, so here are now this is actual, that's just something to think about. Here's my actual, I'm dead set on this. There are some wiggle room, but this is my perfect settings for Dynasty. So I'm going to tell you exactly, if you want to get into Dynasty, I highly recommend it. I will warn you or just caution you. Like I said, DFS is like a one night stand. Standard just a redraft league. Redraft or season long league. That's more like going steady, right? You're dating one person. It's getting, it's a real boyfriend girlfriend long term relationship type of deal. But Dynasty is getting married. Okay, you're gonna be with these group of people for 10 years, right? You got to expect that. It's
And Debbie, we do rituals. But
well,
yeah.
Debbie's beyond that, but Debbie is beyond life. So you're still
It really,
playing.
we were laughing about, we're like, what happens when you start doing IDP Debbie? Like, that's just down
It doesn't
too far
even
of a rabbit
matter.
hole.
But yeah, I mean, that's crazy drafting 19-year-old defensive players. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Because in Dynasty, it's not
It's a
that
possibility.
crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. Dynasty is not that crazy. But yeah, Debbie would be crazy. So
Just want to do an in-show correction. Stevenson was drafted in the 4th round, by the way.
Ramondre Stevenson.
I was
4th round.
wrong. I said 5th round.
Okay, so
Moving
these
on.
are my perfect Dynasty roster settings. So I've changed my stance on this a little bit. I'm going no kicker, no defense. I'm a huge proponent of kicker and defense in redraft, but not in Dynasty. I want them out now in Dynasty. I've changed my mind. It's for the best. It just makes everything smoother and more fun. Like it's not about streaming in Dynasty. Streaming like totally ruins. I like streaming in redraft.
I agree
That's
with
fine.
this.
It's a different type of deal. But in dynasties, for things to go smoother and just be more concentrated, so you can be more focused. Because let's face it, like all of us are in multiple leagues, and if you're in a dynasty league, you're definitely in multiple leagues, and you don't want to have to worry about like what defense is going to be good next year, and like it's just a bunch of
I
crap.
want to
What
add
kicker
something
to
to
have?
this, if you don't mind. I just want to add the fact that, like, how do you value a defense trade value wise? Like, I've seen you make a couple trades, I believe, or maybe at least one where you traded a defense for, I don't even know. What was it? Do you remember? But like, how do you
Yeah, no.
value the defense on the trade market?
I traded
Is
like the
my
Niners D for a third rounder, and I traded like the Dolphins D for
Granson, I think.
Granson, yeah, just to stash another tight end. So it's just
So
I
that it's just there's a really weird wrench into the works for me. So
yeah.
I prefer going what you're saying, no defense, no kicker, because of the streaming. Also, it's just
It
I
just
agree.
goes
So
against
keep
yeah, it's just more of a headache. So these are my exact settings. I'm going to tell you guys for the especially the audio listeners or the video listeners, it's up on the screen. So for the roster settings, I'm going to have it one quarterback, two running back, three wide receiver, one tight end, two flex, and one super flex. Now, if you want, you can have it one flex, but I prefer two flex. So we call this super flex, triple flex, by the way, because there's you can start up to
right.
three kind of flex players, one of them being super flex. So this is triple flex, super flex, no defense, no kicker, 12 team league. I think this is perfect. If you want to do a 14 or a 16 teamer, get rid of one running back. Boom, perfect. 16 team, maybe get rid of the running back and wide receiver, and get rid of the super flex too. And so now I think it's still doable. I think it's still great. And then since I am starting two running backs, I'm going to diminish their value a little bit. So in Dynasty, running backs values are diminished a little bit because of their lifespan. They got the shortest lifespan. But I'm making the scoring settings PPR. Of course, it's going to be super flex. I'm making it tight end premium. So tight ends, wide receivers that catch a lot of balls, and their lifespan's longer. And you got to start 3, 4, or 5 of them. So it makes wide receivers a lot more valuable. And of course, makes tight end super valuable. And if you got, really good tight ends, you can start a tight end and flex. Like it's
Absolutely.
really like, and it's such a deep roster here. Cause what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starting spots that, oh man, especially on a bye week. If you got two tight ends, like I got Freiermuth and Goddard, that's not even that great, but I might start both those guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Like especially on a bye week, and they're gonna actually produce. They're gonna give me 20 fantasy points each, which is great because it's tight end premium, which means they get 1.5 points per reception. We're not gonna dwell on this too much, but these are my perfect dynasty settings, guys. By the way, it's just gonna go over it really quick. One quarterback, two running back, three wide receiver, one tight end, two regular flex, and one super flex. No defense, no kicker. PPR, tight end premium. That's my ideal, perfect dynasty setting. And I forgot one of the most important things. I like it to be an Empire League. Not because of what the Empire does, it just gives like a purpose to the league. It
A
gives
goal.
like there's an end. Like even if the end never comes, even though there's only 1% chance it's gonna happen,
Right.
within a reasonable amount of time, that's still like it's like a cool, like it's like, oh man, somebody could be crowned like super champ, like it just gives an end to it. And once it ends, also you can also adjust these settings. Like I just took out defense, and because I made a TikTok on this like 3-4 months ago, and I was like, hey, you guys don't have to have defense and kicker, but I like them, I recommend them. Now I'm changing. Like this is constantly changing. I definitely wouldn't have went with this a year ago. Right. So things are changing all the time. And, so you won't get outdated. You can be like, hey, we all wanted IDP. So when it does end, you add an IDP spot. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. That's my perfect dynasty roster settings. Is this stamp of approval, Drew? Who gives this a
Yeah,
stamp of approval?
I have to say I agree wholeheartedly with these settings. I like the super flex because it makes quarterbacks very, very important on your team. Drafting, a couple good quarterbacks in your startup is really smart, and then maybe having your first round pick stashed away for a rookie quarterback like we had this year with a good class. But yeah, I love the fact that there's so many wide receiver options, and the tight end is important in this league as well with the tight end premium. But your bench is going to be really important to stack a lot of depth. And I think that's important because, like you're saying, with bye weeks, injuries, having guys like Van Jefferson, on your bench in this case is a really good thing. I got him actually in 2 of my dynasty leagues. So in any case, this is awesome.